Okay, yeah. Is it live?
Yes, yes, it is live, sir. It is live.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Live as well as lively.
Okay. Would you mind if I record our conversation?
You can do that. You can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Hold on.
Thank you.
Get Punjabi ਦੇ ਦਾਨਿਸ਼ਵਰ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਔਰ ਸੁਚੇਤ ਸਰੋਤਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਵਕਫੇ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬੜੇ ਹੀ ਐਕਸਪਰਟ ਮਾਰਕਸਮੈਨ ਸ਼ੂਟਰ ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ 35 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਧਾਰਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਔਰ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਨਿਭਾ ਵੀ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਸਥਾਨਕ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜੰਪਲ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਆਏ। ਨਾ ਕੇਵਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਤੌਰੇ ਸਧਾਰਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੇ ਬਲਕਿ ਉਹ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੀ ਗਏ, ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਹੋਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਗਏ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸੁਭਾਗ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਇਆ ਔਰ ਹਰਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਕੇਵਲ ਅਪਣਾਇਆ, ਨਾ ਕੇਵਲ ਨਿਭਾਇਆ ਬਲਕਿ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ। ਸਾਡੀ ਖੁਸ਼ਕਿਸਮਤੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ ਗੁਰਸੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਯੂਵਾ ਸਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਨ। ਸਾ ਗੁਰਸੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਹੈ?
How do you sum it up, this 35 years of journey, the most important part of your life?
Yes, it's very fulfilling to me to become a Sikh and find a Kalpurik and Waheguru. Very big part of my life now, and I really am so happy that I'm part of the Sikh faith.
Yes, yes. And with your, especially in the present circumstances, when you see that the whole environment is against, then donning a turban and with a flowing beard and then carrying a handgun in your with you and then asking for a assault rifle in your car always, don't you think that how does the local people and your friends and others react to that?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that.
Yes.
Well, because I've been a Sikh for 35 years, I'm very used to the looks I get and the questions I get about having the 5Ks, kirpan, and wearing the dastar and uncut hair. And so I really use it to an advantage. People are very interested, I would say, in who I am, what I stand for. And so I make it a point that when they ask me, oh, how long have you been growing that beard, or why do you wear that turban? I tell them, I say, well, it's because of my Sikh faith. My guru told me to do it, and I feel very proud of it. And so I think the natural reaction of people is to really hold that in respect, because I'm standing for certain principles and faiths and beliefs that I have that were given to me, and I'm following that.
Now, Gursant Singh ji, there is one thing that naturally when you are in certain environment, when you are grown up, when you are born and grown up in an environment, and when you go to another absolutely different cultural environment, then you feel certain things, and those things you can say that are odd. Now, you say that the Indian system is corrupt. Now, in what context you said that, and in what context you felt it?
Well, specifically, if you read in my book, Confessions of an American Sikh, I wrote about my experiences there, where I was arrested on false charges in Amritsar and in 2008. Now, my experience was that there was no due process of law there. I believe you're an attorney, so you know that this is a very important part of the American legal system is this due process. And when I was there, I was just appalled. The police made up evidence. They brought in witnesses to testify as to the way they wanted them to be. They arrested first and asked questions later. It's a very, very corrupt system. There were I witnessed when I was in prison there, prisoners being tortured. You may be familiar with this practice where they stretch the person as a punishment. There was 3 snatchers, they call them, thieves, who stole like I think it was 3 lakh rupees or something, and they stretched them, the police, and so that they don't show the injuries on the outside, because they take all the prisoners to the hospital and they're checked over. But if they do internal injuries, that's not shown like that. So that's their way of getting around that. And the person I was with, they had to bribe the police not to torture them. And, you had to pay them money for everything, even to get food or to get a shower or anything. This was when I was in the Rambagh police station. That was the worst there. The central prison wasn't so bad as that. Yeah.
But despite this, you still want to, if you get an opportunity, you want to visit India?
Well, right now I can't, because I'm technically a fugitive there. Yeah, so because
talking to a fugitive now.
Yes. I left there before there was any trial. I realized that I was never going to get any kind of trial. I waited for almost 2 years, and I'm sure you're familiar with how they work there. They just postpone the hearings, and the police just keep putting it off and off. What they do is the police never have a case. And so they know that they never win these cases, or very rarely. So what they do is they orchestrate the court proceedings. So they just keep putting the trials off. I said to the judge, I said, look, give me a trial. I want a trial. And the judge wouldn't do it. They're under the thumb of these police officers, like the SSP and these chief ministers, and they have just endless titles for these goofballs there. Anyway, so they're totally into just stringing this whole thing out for as long as they can. No due process at all.
So it is in news that what you are saying, that you have been declared and proclaimed this thing, and but now coming back to the basic issue, Gursant Singh, you tried for entry in the army also.
Yes.
Just because of your turban, you were not allowed.
That's correct. Well,
has there been any further progress on this issue? Because so many Sikh organizations are working on it. They claim that they are already doing it. But do you see on the ground reality some progress is being made on this?
I think that there's some progress being made. There needs to be more progress being made. I think it's a very good question and points you bring up. I just noticed yesterday on the CNN news broadcast how they showed these special forces, American special forces, that had full beards in Afghanistan. And so I was shocked to see that. I mean, that they won't allow Sikhs with our full uncut hair to serve in the U.S. military when they allow these special forces to grow their beards. Now, I've been told that these were, they did this because they wanted to blend in with the Afghans there, to have full beards. But why can't they make a special force with Sikhs so that they make accommodations for our religious freedom? And there's clearly no problem with getting a gas mask seal, like they've been. This is the excuse the military gives. Oh, we can't get a gas mask seal, and interferes with discipline. Well, they allow these special forces to have beards. Why can't they allow Sikhs to have beards? So it's very clear discrimination. And I don't know if you're aware, but that Wade Michael Page, who was the maniac who shot the 6 Sikhs and killed them in Wisconsin at the Gurdwara there. He was a white supremacist, and he was in the U.S. Army. Now, he was exposed He was exposed to these white supremacist groups, and there were no Sikhs in the army that he could have talked to and learned about Sikhs. And if there had been Sikhs that he would have been serving with in the army, I think his mind could have been changed about this massacre before it ever happened. He would have seen that Sikhs weren't Taliban, that they were not terrorists, and that they were law-abiding citizens and they were serving their country. So I think the U.S. military and the U.S. Army has some responsibility for this attack on Sikhs. They need to change this racist and discriminatory practice that they're doing in the U.S. Army.
So, Gursant Singh, you see, as far as the history goes, the Sikhs have served already in the World War I and World War II by the Allied forces, the Britishers, the Americans, and everyone there. And because of that interaction, now they know the Sikhs better. So you suggest to the American government also that will be to the advantage of this land and the nation and to the world in a whole?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. The longer the U.S. Puts this off, the longer they look like fools to the rest of the world. The UK government, Canadian and Indian government, they all have Sikhs that proudly serve with distinguish in their militaries.
Now, Gursant Singh, there are two divergent and extreme views. Number one is that there should be gun control. That is one angle. Mm-hmm. And the second is your view that you should be allowed to always keep and possess and carry an assault rifle. These are the two divergent views. But in between, my point that the Quran is not a weapon, it is an article of faith. Now, even the UN, the courts, the law, everyone recognizes that an article of faith, you cannot remove that. Now, but nobody is talking about the Quran to be part of my religion and I should be allowed to possess and carry as is guaranteed in the Indian Constitution, Article 25. But you are talking about assault rifles. Some people are talking about Obama's gun control law. So, in between, I think I am lost. The ordinary Sikh is lost.
Well, my feeling is that we have a duty and obligation to defend those that can't defend themselves and defend our families and ourselves. And I don't think that you can adequately defend yourself in this modern society without having an assault weapon and high-capacity magazines. In California, they've limited the number of rounds to 10 rounds per magazine. And these shooters out there all have magazines like the Wisconsin shooter had a magazine with 19 rounds in it. He went on shooting and shooting. And my feeling is that if we had availability to an assault rifle like in that Gurdwara there, or somebody had one in their car, they could have taken that guy out. He had a bulletproof vest on, and you really need a rifle to hit him in the head. I know that as a marksman and someone who's been around weapons for a long time. And you can't be limited to 10 rounds.
I'm sorry, you are missing my point. I don't say that. What you are demanding, of course, that is what I say, that is an extreme posture. But the point is that it goes like a story that a person applied for the license of a cannon. And some said that how you can ask for the cannon, how can you be allowed? He says, in fact, I want simply a revolver. But I know the system, if I ask for it, they are going to give me the revolver. Now, you're asking for it, for an assault rifle, maybe because of tactical reasons, for the protection of so many people, that may be there. But as a inseparable part of religion, when the Quran is not allowed, you are not trying, you are not helping, or they are not addressing to this issue, but you are taking the issue of the assault rifle. Don't you think that the whole the demand and the purpose of carrying a Quran will be defeated with this way?
No, not at all. Guru Gobind Singh was quite clear, and also Sri Hargobind Sri Hargobind was also very clear that we needed to have weapons, and this goes for all weapons they said to use. There were guns present during those battles that were fought by the Gurus. Guru Gobind Singh said that we should have all weapons. He said, "Don't come before me without uncut hair and weapons." And in order, my point is, in modern society, you need these assault rifles. You